Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to the Amateur Otaku podcast. This is Brandon Alvarado, the Scarlet Fan here, and I'm very excited to be back in the show to talk some awesome anime with all of you guys. As always, I don't do this by myself. I'm always accompanied by great friends, but there's no other friend like man's best friend, Isaac Wolf. What is up, man?
Ow! Wait.
See, I appreciate the fact that you weren't insulted for me calling you man's best friend, and you just played along with it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And yeah, it's going good. Yes. A lot to do, a lot to do. I'm working on three reviews at the same time, so there's a lot to do.
That sounds like pure madness.
I recently finished. Do you know Phoenix Wright?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Ace Attorney, right?
Yeah. I just finished the first game in the prequel series of his great ancestor. And now I'm playing Monster Hunter Stories, since that won the poll on the.
What's going
And
on
after
with that
that,
one?
it's gonna.
What's going on with
Uh,
Monster Hunter?
I'm reviewing Monster Hunter Stories, Worlds of Wings of Ruin also, and after that, Neon Genesis, Neo World Ends with You,
Nice,
the sequel
nice.
to World Ends with You.
Yeah, yeah. I actually have. I recently started a GameFly subscription, so like I got a Super Mario game, and on my queue I have The World Ends with You because I really want to check it out on Switch. So at some point I'll be playing that game, and I will tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Definitely excited to play the game after watching the awesome anime adaptation um, that they put out during the beginning of the year. Which, by the way, if you guys go into our library, you'll see that we covered the entire show. So feel free to check it out and let us know what you think. Let us know if it's a faithful adaptation of the game or if it's just a good anime adaptation. Maybe Isaac, once we play The World Ends with You, I don't know if you've already played it, but once we play it, maybe we can get together and do like an analysis on comparing the anime to the game once we've actually played it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely do that, and that sounds like a lot of fun. But today, it's not a video game adaptation. It's the adaptation of a very popular manga by Paru Itagaki, I think is his name. Let me see. I have his name pulled up somewhere. Where's his name? Yeah, Paru Itagaki. We actually covered the first season when it came out of nowhere on Netflix, and we really talked about how much we enjoyed the show because of its high-end animation or particular taste in animation. I would say because it's very unique on most animes, um, and that is Beastars. Um, it's produced by Studio Orange. There's a little bit of collaboration with Kinema Citrus, or at least they do a lot of Orange does a lot of collaboration with Kinema Citrus, which, if you don't remember, Isaac, Kinema Citrus brought us Made in Abyss.
Yeah, and it's gonna
Um,
Made in Abyss is going to get a second season next year.
and it's funny because the second season is probably going to be the continuation after the movies that they made, because of course, in canon movies are the way to go.
And also, it's finally getting its own game, which is just
Nice.
that. That was an obvious choice.
Yeah. We always talked about how it has like Zelda qualities, remember? So now
Yeah.
it's getting its own games. That's pretty cool. But is it just me, or is it becoming a trend to to make in canon movie sequels as opposed to just serializing? Because now we have two big shows that are doing it. Like Made in Abyss put out like two different movies that are sequels of each other and continue the canon story. And now one of the most popular, if not the most popular anime movie in the world of 2020 is a in canon sequel movie, which is Mugen Train from Demon Slayer.
Which we are covering next time, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. And then, but of course, we cannot leave out the first big anime that did the in canon sequel, which was Dragon Ball. Because when Dragon Ball Super Broly came out, I don't think people were expecting that to be in canon, but it is.
Yeah, I know.
So at the end of the day, Dragon Ball did it first. I think that's the point of this argument. Damn it.
All balls was a line for it, I suppose.
Okay, you need to stop, you dirty scoundrel. No balls, no balls for you to fetch. Yeah, that was a pun. It was horrible. I know, but but yeah, we're gonna talk about Beastars. We love this show. I really enjoyed the second season. There were some things that I wanted more of that I didn't get, but still, the season is pretty phenomenal. Um, so Isaac, it took us 2 years to get a second season. We finally seen it. Um, so we're gonna start that conversation, guys. This is your only spoiler warning. We are gonna talk spoilers of season two of of
Beastars.
of Beastars. So we're not gonna hold back. This is not a play-by-play episode where we're gonna talk about every single episode of Beastars because, as you know, Netflix doesn't do that. They just throw the whole season on there. So we binged it. So we're gonna give you our binged response, which will include spoilers. If you think that we should cover the Beastars manga, let us know because I've always been intrigued in reading it. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna talk spoilers of it, and we're gonna talk about the show. So Isaac, Beastars season two. Um, was it what you were expecting? Was it very surprising? Give me your first reaction.
I don't know if it is because I'm a different person than I was, yeah, 2 years ago, but the second season didn't connect with me that much, honestly.
Okay.
Because how should I put it? I know what they tried to do. I can see the analysis of what they're trying to do with the whole. They continue and going with the whole race angle and using the what are animals that eat meat with animals that eat vegetable and all that jazz as a analogy for it all. But it just the way it's just that I'm looking at it and thinking just this is a great for what they are trying to accomplish. This is great, and this is next to a phenomenal, arguably better executed than the first season. Yet it doesn't connect with me, and I don't know why.
I mean, I would say that this season is more. It has a lot of more stuff going on at the same time than the previous one.
Yeah,
Like the previous season was about a lot more streamlined, and literally Legoshi was front and center, Rui was front and center, but they were all in the same place, and they were all like dealing with similar, not similar stuff, but like Legoshi was in definitely your main character, and it was all about him dealing with his predatory instincts against his emotional love and feelings towards Haru, and it was a more of a personal thing, which this one, I feel that what they were going or trying to do, or what the story's doing, is just broadening the world a lot more. It's just making the world bigger, like most sequels do. You know, like all they do
yeah.
is just make the world bigger and tell you more about the politics and all the interesting conversations that they're trying to have. And they kind of like walked away from the whole Legochi horror thing, kind of like they touch upon it because they have to, They have very cute and meaningful moments together, but they really don't make they really don't go further. Like it's like the whole Haru Legoshi relationship is stuck to a degree after what happened in season one, and it's kind of on purpose because there's other stuff going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and for a minute there, I kind of missed because I kind of wanted to see where the relationship goes now after everything that happened in season one, and you don't really get that. But at the same time, you kind of get into the whole underworld side of it. You get more in depth than that. Like I think that Rui's storyline in this season is phenomenal. Like I think the whole storyline and the whole idea of like a deer is the head of a lion mafia family. Like that kind of thing is crazy. It is just nuts. And I think it's brilliant because you have a strong character like Rui, and I think the character that had the most development in this season was Rui. It wasn't really Legoshi. Like this is Rui's season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That
Um,
I can absolutely agree with.
and I mean the biggest thing in Legoshi's storyline this season is that he spent time in the hyperbolic time chamber, and at the end of the season he goes Super Saiyan. That's the only big thing that occurs this season. That's amazing and cool because technically it's just a follow up of the whole carnivore instincts battle that he's had from the beginning. You know, so I kind of think that maybe the struggle that you had is because you did connect with Legoshi a lot last time, right? And the fact that you really don't get something necessarily fresh or new this season, at least till the end, kind of didn't do it for you. Is that what it was?
Maybe I don't know.
Because I know
Honestly,
that
I
you,
don't.
if I remember correctly, you connected with Legoshi quite a bit.
I don't recall. Honestly, it was so long ago since we started that series that
Yeah,
this first season that I honestly can't recall what I said then.
yeah.
Exactly.
And but you know what's interesting though? Like let's talk about the animation. The animation, of course, is still unique and brilliant. I think the animation of the show is what the Berserk movies wanted to be and just didn't get. You know what I mean? I mean, no matter what people say about those Berserk movies, they're not that great. You know that the animation kind of looks kind of funky. Like it doesn't look that refined. You know what I mean? Because the animation on Beastars remind it's still that same style, but there's a refinement to the animation in Beastars that makes it pop out in the best way. It's like it kind of reminds me of the animation in Into the Spider Verse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Where
wouldn't
it's
say this. I wouldn't say that because that movie is extremely stylistic on its own,
right,
right?
right. And but the thing is, not I'm not saying it in the sense of it being um, the same, but in the terms that at moments how drawn and CG animation blend. They blend in a way that you can't really tell what's what because it's all a fluid motion. You see what I'm saying? Like at times you
Yeah,
can't tell what CG was drawn, and it's on purpose, and it's a perfect blend of those two styles, and the show is all the better for it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
To me, the moments that you notice that it is CG is mostly when you get like fast paced action moments because you know that CG animation can be very sluggish. Those are the
yeah,
moments that you kind of notice that on this show. Um, but almost everything else, conversations, movements, mannerisms, it's brilliant. It's swift, it's delicate, and that's one of the things that I like about the show. And I think it's one of the best things the show has is the whole animation, which is pretty awesome.
it's
Um,
one of the best looking three, if not the best 3D animated.
Yeah,
in terms of looks.
yeah.
That for sure.
And that's why I bring the whole Berserk thing up, because Berserk tried to be this epic thing, but the animation just looks weak for the
Look,
scale that they were going for. You know what I mean?
and it's just so tragic considering how beautiful the manga is.
See, I haven't read the manga, but now you're saying that, and now I feel even worse. I feel bad
The
that I had
the,
to bring Berserk back.
the manga, I haven't kept track of it for a while, but if you look at it, it's the creator was one of the kind when it comes to his artistic standpoint.
Nice, nice, very nice. Um, but yeah, so definitely, I think going back to to the themes, definitely Rui's identity crisis was the most interesting thing that happened in this season. You know, and him coming to terms towards the end, that because it all starts with him trying to be more than what he is, right? He doesn't want to feel weak. He doesn't want to be weak. He wants to be stronger, or he wants to have power, or he wants to understand what power is. And I like how they use the idea of him being a herbivore and him being someone that doesn't eat meat as part of what's going on with not having power or agency, you know? Because
Yeah,
the way things are structured, because he's a herbivore, because he's quote unquote supposed to be prey, he's meant to be powerless. So the idea of exploring what power looks like or should look like or is through him being the head of this crime organization is interesting. Um, Also, was I the only one that knew that he was going to eat meat at some point? Like, was I the only one? Like, you knew that was going to happen.
it was pretty obvious,
But I
honestly.
like, but I like the fact that it's treated in a normal fashion, in the sense that he gets sick, he doesn't bulk up, he doesn't get stronger, he does like they don't fantasize it, you know what I mean? Like, they don't make it like he eats meat and he becomes, like fucking Majin Vegeta or something, you know what I mean? Like, they treat it like it's supposed to be. I like how, even though this is a fantasy setting, they still going for that grounded outlook. A herbivore like him, his body cannot process meat. He cannot gather nutrients out of that. He ends up throwing everything out, and he lives on energy drinks, which is very teenager, of course, because most teenagers nowadays live off energy drinks. Um, but I like how sincere it is to the nature aspect of the show, and I like how I like Rue's story, man. I just can't say more. It's just so great. I mean, I think also the character of Ibuki, what a great character. Um, I like that character a lot, and I liked his conversations with Rui as well. What'd you think of Ibuki in season two?
I, I don't know what more to say than what you said. If I'm being honest,
I mean, did you
it's a
remember
good
who
show. Okay,
Ibuki? You remember who Ibuki was, right?
I do think so. Yeah,
That's Rui's right hand man, the lion with the glasses.
yeah. He can. Yeah, that was a good character.
Yeah, and I like how I like how he's like this father quant figure, but at the end of the day, he's a lion. But at the same time, I like Paru's imagination, because the way he handles the concept of friendship among carnivores and herbivores is very interesting. And I think that's the biggest theme of this season, is the idea of friendship and how friendship between different species like this can look like. Because you
which
have the whole
is
thing. Go ahead.
which is why I'm mentioned the whole uh, going back again to the whole uh, racism angle.
Yes. Well, that's the thing, though. The interesting thing to me is that they're not using that angle anymore as of right now. Now they kind of left that angle behind, and now they're focusing on the animal thing, and he's using his imagination to explore friendship from that animal aspect, because you have the whole Tem and Riz thing, right? We find out who killed Tem. We found out that it was Riz. We found out that he felt that Tem was his friend, and the way that he consummated his friendship was by eating the guy, which is like fucked up. You know what I mean? Um, but it's like it's all about how different people have different ideas of friendship. You know, like
Yeah,
some people use other people, some people take care of other people, some people only have a friend because it's mutually beneficial for both of them. You know what I mean? Um, you have that. You have the whole thing with Legoshi and his best friend, the dog, and how he feels that he's losing his friend because Legoshi's evolving, right? Um, you have the whole thing with Rui and Legoshi, which, by the way, in the beginning, I would say that Haru and Legoshi was my favorite relationship, but I am Team Rui and Legoshi now. like the way this bond has expanded from like a somewhat rivalry to true respectful friendship. But then the only thing that allows this friendship to be victorious in the end is that Legoshi has to eat part of Rui, which is like, what the fuck? Like,
that can I can agree. I'm just wait, what the hell?
I know it's crazy, but think about it this way. I mean, in a world like this, most of the things that happen, apart from the fact them being raw and animalistic and whatever, it's also a metaphor. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me think about the fact that what they're, I think what he's trying to say with the eating or whatever is that the only way that you can be really, the only way you can come close to someone or really or really become friends with someone is you have to be willing to be vulnerable with that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you have to be willing to give yourself or a part of yourself for that person, especially if you're trying to be close with that person. And I think it's kind of a metaphor of sometimes being the best of friends to someone will hurt you back. And that's kind of what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes being the best friend you can be means that you're going to end up hurt, you know? And but when your friend gets better, it's worth getting hurt. But of course, because they're a carnivore and a herbivore, this is the physical way they can do that. Because the fact that Legoshi just ate Rui's leg, because think about it. Yes, from one side, Legoshi ate it, he became Super Saiyan, he beat Riz or whatever, right? And that's it, right? But then from the other side, oh my God, Legoshi ate Rui's leg. But then the other side of it is Legoshi helped Rui walk away from his past by eating the
how do?
leg with the stamp. Yeah, it's all
Oh,
kind
I
of,
mean like it's a
yeah,
kind of
like,
symbolic. You mean?
well, it was physical. He actually hit his leg. But if you
Yeah,
notice that the leg that he ate was the leg that was stamped and that was stamped like food. You know what I mean? So
I
now,
didn't think about that.
yeah, so now
Now
Rui
that you
no
say about
longer,
it,
yeah, Rui no longer now feels that he's the worst or that he was destined to be food. He doesn't feel that anyway anymore because the leg that symbolized that is gone. So whatever portion he needed to completely move along, to completely evolve, to completely grow in the direction that the show was taking Rui, he needed to completely break his ties with the black market. But remember, he was purchased originally because he was originally meant to be food, but he was purchased by this other deer guy, which we're going to call him Papa Deer. You know what? I'm going to call him
Oh
Bambi.
dear.
We're going to call him
Oh
Bambi.
dear.
Damn it, Isaac. um, actually, that was brilliant. Thank you. Um, but now he no longer has that leg, and because you got to think about it. Yes, Legoshi ate his leg, right? But they both sacrificed part of themselves so that they can both come along. So they both did a transaction. So Legoshi went against what he believed in to protect his friend and protect the school, but also, but then Rui gave himself as food, which is what he never wanted to be, but to be able to move forward because that leg was holding him back. So it's all like symbolic and metaphor and whatever, and it's very brilliantly portrayed. But and I think what makes the moment work is that we don't see Legoshi eat the leg. We just know that it happened. So they didn't make it like a gorish thing, like when Riz ate Tem, that you saw him devouring him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they didn't make it graphic. They made it like these two
which I do,
people.
which I
Go
did
ahead.
appreciate.
Yes.
Which I did appreciate. I can admit that.
Yeah, because it kind of because it allows Legoshi to be that carnivore for a minute, but he doesn't stop being the Legoshi that we've been rooting for. You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah.
destroy his image, which is what I liked.
Also, the whole thing about the saying Legoshi eating a leg just make me. Is
Stop.
there any?
Stop.
Uh, I can't find any puns that have any leg in this race.
Stop. That is so bad.
Yeah, I
That is
know.
so bad. I mean, that would make sense if you can if saying legs in Japanese has an LE
Yeah,
like Legoshi, which it
yeah, but
doesn't.
just yeah, but like I said, Legoshi eating leg, and I
Damn it, Isaac.
uh,
This needs to
that's
stop.
just Inception.
That's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the show that's really good. I mean, I like it because it's very imaginative. And the way they treat these relationships. Um, and I also like how because this is the animal kingdom or whatever, right? There's no real monsters. It's just misinterpretations of the animals that exist. Like the whole thing in the beginning of the show where it feels like there's a monster lurking in that room and it kind of plays off in the season. And then you find out that it's an anaconda, but not just any anaconda. It's the freaking school security guard. Like, what?
Ugh.
Like, what? I don't, what? I found that to be funny. I kind of felt that he
And
was going to play a bigger role in the show, but he kind of doesn't. He's just like there, and that's it.
I am terrified about of snakes. So ugh.
Really,
Yeah,
Indiana Isaac. Um,
maybe that's one of the reasons that I don't like season 2 as much.
Probably because of that big anaconda. Hey, I wouldn't be
Ugh.
surprised. Um, do you feel like me? Do you feel that talking about Legoshi and Haru's relationship, do you feel that it didn't really go anywhere? Do you feel um how do you feel? Do you feel that it went somewhere this season?
No, maybe
No, right?
they are going back to it in season 3 if that's gonna happen.
I mean, I am gonna say I'm not
Is there a
entirely
confirmation? Is there a conversation?
I'm trying to see. Now I'm gonna say this.
And Google it. And Google it. Yeah.
I'm doing it right now. I don't think. No, there's no official. It's not official yet. As you know, this is not like a Netflix original. So it all depends on whether or not Studio Orange is going to make another one. But I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if they do it because as you know, Beastars is pretty popular. So so I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if they actually do it. So
I mean, in the worst, if it gets more than just first, that like it, then it's a success.
yeah. So let's see what happened. Let's see what happened, man. Um now I was gonna say something. And I forgot. Um I mean, if they make another season, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it. I mean, this show has been pretty awesome, and I've enjoyed every little bit of it. Every little bit of it, especially the part where we cut the other guy's balls because the old guy wants to have sex with his wife. That was pretty brilliant. Um,
Oh
that
my!
was
And
kind.
you called me Arthur.
Yes, yes, that was kind of crazy and funny. Um, but yeah, I want to see more. I want to see more. I want to see where the horror thing goes. I remember what I was going to say. I do find it kind of crazy that we're already in that shonen anime portion where the student leaves the school. Like we're already there. Like when she's not going back. And I'm like, come on, bro. I mean, I'm okay that they're doing that. That being said, I kind of don't want them to because a lot of the best scenes and the best
It's in the
interactions that
school.
yeah. But that being said, Lego she didn't really spend that much time in school this season. So I mean, hopefully they'll make up with other portions as we don't see him going back to school, you know? But what is it with shonen shows that have to do with school kids end up with the kids just fucking leaving the school? Like, what's the, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Maybe it's because the whole thing of when you are in that age, you need to find yourself, and sometimes the school doesn't go as you planned, and you go away for a while, and then when you
And you
realize
can't,
that maybe you kind of need to do some more
yeah,
studies on something.
yeah, maybe, probably.
Sure, it's not like that for everyone, but that's to some extent how I can see it, because we all, I think we all can say that we had our moment that, do I
Yeah,
really, was this really the best choice for me when we
yeah.
took on an assignment or something?
What I do, if there's one thing that that I don't that I don't care for in the show, is the fact that I still feel, even though there's kind of like half an episode that they talk about this in the previous season, still to this point, I don't think I completely grasp how important the role of a B star is. You know what I mean?
How do you
Like,
mean?
yeah, like the whole thing, like they had Rui and Rui was going to be the next B star, and how that is like an emblem of hope for the entire nation, but they belong to this one school. You know what I mean? And like if it has political significance or communal significance, like we haven't really like for example, we haven't met someone that was a B star. You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? What does that matter?
What does meet Beastars in the third season if it happens, and it's for whatever reason a human out of nowhere?
That would be crazy, bro. If they do that, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad. And
I
suddenly,
mean,
there's a virus where everyone's becoming human. I'll be so mad.
uh,
Wha- Can you
nothing
stop
says
ruining the
that
show, Isaac?
nothing. I mean, we have just been a condensed area in season 1 and season 2.
True,
Who
true,
knows what the
true,
world is outside of that condensed area?
true. That's true. That is very true. That is very, very true. Ah, buddy. Well, but then again, it's done good to me so far. Um, to me, I'm not gonna say that the season one was better because I think season two, to a degree, was a lot more different. So, and they're tackling different things, which is why I kind of feel that it stands pretty well on its own. Because to say the least, it's not like it lost any of the charm and any of the good storytelling that it had going for it. You know what I mean? It's not like One Punch Man season two where it just went down the drain. Uh,
I
sorry,
wouldn't say One Punch Man season 2 is bad, but it's clearly a
it's a step
downgrade from the
down.
first. Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it,
that's for sure.
and that's what I mean. Like season two of Beastars is not a step down from season one. It's just very different because the story just goes somewhere else. You kind of want it to be an actual sequelization of that's not even a word, but I don't care. Um, you kind of want it to be a nice sequel thing, a direct sequel to everything that happened in season one, but it still feels like an organic progression of where everyone was when season one ended. So I like it. Would you recommend Beastar season two to anybody, Isaac?
Yeah, if you like season 1, I would recommend checking it out. But for
Yeah.
those that doesn't have seen Beastars, I would say a maybe, because unlike, let's say, for example, Dragon Ball, Naruto, what have we covered more on this show? Yes, going to double check here.
My Hero,
My Hero, oh,
Demon Slayer,
and Demon
Promise
Slayer,
Neverland.
fuck season 2, or uh, or uh, or to some extent, uh, what's it called? Trigun and the Disastrous Life of Psyche K.
Mhm.
Uh, this series, while not bad by any stretch of the imagination, is a very required taste.
Yes.
It's not. It's
Yes.
nothing. It's definitely not something I would recommend for everyone. It's a
Yes.
very required taste.
Yes. It's like you have to be able to get past the weirdness that they're all animals. It's like you gotta be able to look past that to then enjoy it. So I'm gonna agree with you, Isaac. It's true. It's like there's probably gonna be people that can't look beyond the fact what characters they're looking at. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
they'll probably stay stuck to seeing the beast as opposed to looking at the characters, which is kind of like what this show wants you to do. They like to a degree they want you to know they like Paru Itagaki kind of wants you to forget that they're animals until they have to be talked about like animals. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's what makes it I think brilliant. But I have to agree with you. I don't think everybody would necessarily understand that or appreciate that. So it is an acquired taste. That's a good call, man. Very good call.
It's.
It's like fully coolly. If you can look past the madness, you'll
I
get
would
that it's a
say.
very
I would honestly say that that Fully Cooley is less of a acquired taste than what Beastars is, because it's such a stylistic show in terms of its storytelling, art design, and all that jazz.
Yeah,
Fully Cooley is just insane.
but remember, the whole thing about Fully Cooley also is if you can look beyond the crazy and the insane, that's where you start seeing how smart it is. You know what I mean?
I mean like that, yeah.
That's when you start seeing how deep the storytelling is. Like it's not really a show that is just about how crazy it is. That's just how it looks
Good
on the
point.
that's all that's how it looks in the beginning. But if you take the time to look deeper, that's when you go like, oh shit, this is a really smart show. And it's kind of like that. So Beastars kind of has that layer that you have to peel it like an onion, Isaac.
Good point. Good point.
Hashtag the onion peelers. Um,
Lunchtime.
wow, that's so bad. But yeah, guys, those are our thoughts on season 2 of Beastars. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed what we had to say about it. Hope that you guys want to go check it out. And if you have seen Beastar season 2 and enjoy it, let us know what you think about it. I mean, we think the show is great, and we can't wait for season 3 to be confirmed and announced by Studio Orange. Sadly, based on the turnaround time, if Studio Orange is making a third season, we probably won't see Beastar season 3 till 2023. But this is the kind of show that I'm good waiting till we get the next one because it was actually so good. So, Isaac, let's go ahead and wrap up. Say bye bye.
Yeah.
Where can people find you on the webs, my brother?
Well, you can find me over at Emblemaniac on Twitter, and you can find our pod over at the Amateur Otaku Pod over at Twitter, and you can find my work over at Wobum Entertainment, where I'm currently working on a review for, like I said before, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Neo the World Ends With You. And maybe I may be doing a movie review on Friday. I don't know.
Nice, nice, nice. You can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter and at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Instagram. I'll see you guys in the webs. We will see you next time with more anime goodness. Make sure to follow the channel on YouTube. We do. We're covering My Hero Academia. We've done videos in the world ends with you. We've put up multiple different things on manga and other shows. We're doing a coverage of the game because we're trying new stuff to see what you guys like. But the Amateur Otaku is growing. We have great people working with us talking anime because anime is one of the best mediums of show out there that we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to know, find out, figure out, see, and enjoy with us. So let us know what you think about Beastar Season 2. Let us know what you think about Beastar Season 1. And let us know if there's any specific anime that you want us to cover in a future episode. Coming soon, we're going to talk about Demon Slayer Mugen Train. Isaac finally got access to the movie, so we're going to watch it.
Yet we still don't have access to Heroes Rising. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't control the life. That was weird. We're still gonna keep covering Promised Neverland manga. We got a lot of great stuff coming for you guys, and we will see you soon. Have it awesome, guys. Peace.
Peace.